from Julia Ayroll.
Stuelke falls down. Sometimes those lines jump up and catch your feet when you're running across half court. But Julia Ayroll's done a great job for Michigan State scoring early.
Caitlin Clark just off the mark.
Tate played a fantastic floor game last week against Penn State. She comes out, has that ability to get to the basket, which opens up so much offensively for Michigan State.
Well, versatility is the word that Robin Freilich used when talking about Jocelyn Tate. Caitlin Clark calling for the screen. Gets it to Stuelke, who's quite efficient when she gets down low. Teams in the Big Ten when it comes to scoring.
Hey, offense is really fun. It makes the game so enjoyable to watch. And you have two.
Dee Hageman off on that one. And we talked about them being top 2 in the league in scoring. That means they're 3rd and 7th nationally when it comes to points per game.
And she's smart and balanced. When she comes to a stop, she goes off of 2 feet for the finish. State is one of the best on-ball defenders as a group. They've done a great job getting into Clark. They've really slowed down Iowa's defense. It's become one-dimensional. The ball's only really stayed on one side of the field. That means other people have to step up, try to score to get her a little bit of space.
Make that 0 for 4. In and out for Clark. Marshall. But the Hawkeyes keep it alive with their ability to rebound the basketball. Here comes Martin. You can sense Clark time is coming soon. There it is, at the rim.
One of the things with Iowa, they are going to have a sold-out crowd every single time they take a floor. That's where Clark is so good at bodying. Credit Moira Joyner for staying in front of her most of the way. But Clark plays with a certain level of physicality you're not used to seeing with point guards.
So now, Megan, here's the first time that we're really seeing this press by Michigan State. They tend to do it, but they mix it up every game. And one of the keys for Iowa was to play aggressive.
Iowa likes to try to take the ball out of the basket on a make as fast as possible and get going. The best way to attack this Michigan State press is not give them enough time to set up in it.
They broke it easily. Kate Martin left all alone.
Advantage of a miscommunication by Michigan State. And right there to go with Caitlin Clark. Kate Martin wide open as the beneficiary.
And so many times when you're guarding and strategizing against Caitlin Clark, you can overthink. You have to remember there's 5 players on the floor, all playing in the Big Ten, who have the ability to do just that.
Deep position early in the possession. Look at her back down. Julia Ayroll gets squared up, finishing towards the rim. Just a great, strong finish. Her shoulder still able to square to the back targets when it came to running out in transition. She still is this year, but I love seeing her play with her back to the basket. She is so dynamic and can play facing
in and out. Big defensive play by a Falter. Sets up the Iowa offense. Nice pass from Clark. That's what they do. Osment, no. So Michigan State started out efficient. Marshall!
Get out and run in transition. Transition three's the hardest play to score in or guard in basketball. Gabby Marshall making everybody in a green jersey pay. Comes out in the zone that possession. This is something we'll see the Hawkeyes do. Occasionally they'll throw out a zone look. It's a good job because it mixes up how how the offense can approach it. Totally threw Michigan State out the rhythm.
A Falter tries to get the lob down low to Goodman.
Streak that they're on. The veterans are used to playing with each other, but more importantly, they understand what it's like to go through a whole entire Big Ten season.
Caitlin Clark averages 4.9 three-pointers per game. Has not knocked down one just yet, but I have a feeling it's coming. She's eyeing it. Here comes Clark, spin move. No call. Shot clock went off.
One of those players that you just have to let her, as you see her, get the steal right here.
Cookies.
But when Clark can get going downhill, and oh, by the way, when she's getting into passing lanes and being aggressive defensively, those are the types of plays that WNBA scouts
to break. A Falter hauls it in. That's exactly why she's on the floor, Sydney Falter.
Sydney Falter is everything that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. She grinds down low, does all the little things. On the ball, they were able to eventually get a shot, but they have to attack the gaps.
Caitlin, it's her time! Off the back iron. Here comes Clark, transition, her favorite part of the game.
lets it fly. And then on the other end, Caitlin Clark's favorite three to hit, by the way, is from that left elbow. Great cut by A-Roll, but also she came to the ball from that pass. Hanna Stuelke was in the perfect position, but A-Roll was able to use her physicality to get the pass for the finish.
Clark playing off the Stuelke screen.
That results in a turnover.
And just of note, that last foul was Julia A-Roll's second.
Something to keep in mind, Michigan State does not have a ton of size. Julia A-Roll, the tallest player at 6'2". That means Iowa needs to get the ball inside as much as possible.
Clark gets caught underneath with, it's worked so far for Michigan State. Here comes Stuelke with the spin move, yes! Finds a foul on the other end.
There's the finish by Stuelke. Just decanters face a little bit. You have to keep your emotions in check in a game like this where it gets really frustrating drawing charges.
They go back to Stuelke. She has all the defenders on 0 to start this quarter. Into a falter. Right back to Clark. She pulls the trigger.
Oh. She was handling that ball like a yo-yo.
The skill set of these players is just so remarkable and fun. Talk about a show for this sold-out crowd.
They want to do an offense and spread the floor. That's when they become so dangerous and can hit threes.
Iowa breaking this press seamlessly. Coast into the paint, and then it opens other things up for her.
Well, she loves a three-point shot, obviously, but when you get to the paint, the defense has to give you a step because they need to try to stay in front of you. So now that gives you space as an offensive player on the perimeter to have room to get the shot off. So getting to the rim early and often is a really important piece for Clark to have.
I'll tell you, Megan, I was walking into the arena. This game has come.
Oh, and it's so cool. It's, oh, my goodness, a baseball pass.
Okay, Martin is the quarterback today. Clark to receive.
No, Clark was at the Chiefs game the other day.
Interception here. Will we go for the pick six? Oh,
she's like Houdini.
this is the 3rd season in a row that Caitlin Clark has increased her scoring. We talk about her consistency each and every.
But you got to credit a player like Kate Martin, who's a great defender. Gabby Marshall has locked into being one of the best on-ball defenders in the Big Ten, rather. Maybe in the WNBA one day, like I was just saying. Great job putting it on the floor, getting to the basket.
Iowa getting into its offense. See Tate denying Caitlin Clark the balls. They've got to go Martin Stuelke.
The basket.
Well, that's the awareness and knowing who's guarding you, the veteran presence on display on that last bucket by Osmond. Meantime, just going right back to that left side.
Martin did a good job staying in front of Osmond and forcing that to be a tough look. I like that.
Halleck, sauciness.
Hot sauce.
Martin. Trying to get Marshall open. Clark getting the ball screen. Handoff. Cashes in. Game.
Abby Kimball goes under the screen initially, then on the second ball screen coming, Clark rejects it with the step back. Kimball was not ready for it.
Here come the Spartans. The lob is deflected by Stuelke. Clark in transition through all the track into a falter.
And it starts with great defense. And Clark, it's like a maestro. It's like a yo-yo the way she's able to walk the dog straight to the basket. That's a yo-yo move, right? Walk the dog? That's what they call it?
Yeah, I can't do it. Caitlin can.
Yeah, I can't do it either, but it's fun to watch.
The Hawkeyes setting up the offense once again. This time, Clark is off the ball. Stuelke on the boards.
Great timing by A-Rod on the block.
Okay. Oh. Behind the back pass is picked off.
Want to play at a fast pace, but it's about playing fast but not out of control.
Tate on Clark, high arcing, all the fall
out of whack from the crowd.
again.
I think
Just like that, 5-point game. Michigan State staying in this one.
This is where Michigan State's leadership and their veteranship is coming into play, staying poised.
Too much space, just short, gets it right back. That's the matchup, but she's got to get help from everyone else. I mean, that might have been a fatigue turnover too.
We haven't had a lot of stops in play.
You mentioned that tennis volley.
You're gonna need a neck brace after this game.
Back and forth we go.
So much.
A falter on the drive, deflected by Aaron.
Clark has hit a 3 on every single inch of this floor at Carver-Hawkeye Arena, but right here, that shot, it's like a layup for 22. Hageman gets the bucket to go. Iowa has elevated women's basketball so much, and it's the Caitlin Clark effect.
With that Hageman bucket, Michigan State has now made 5 shots in a row. Martin, attack mode just off
Put on by Iowa. They scrimmaged DePaul, or exhibition game against DePaul. But look, the sky is the limit for women's basketball right now. It's what we've seen. If you build it, they will come. We could barely get into the building tonight because there were so many people trying to get into this game. It's a really exciting time to be a part of the Big Ten and a part of women's basketball.
Martin.
Yeah, we will talk. Great decision by A-Rod as well. Goodman came out a little too far, was standing too straight up and down. A-Rod had the advantage getting to the basket.
We have a tie ball game once again. It's gone back and forth. It's in Clark's hands, guarded by Halleck. Martin looking to make a decision. She spins off the glass, in and out. We've seen runs by both teams. Michigan State in the middle of a 14 for Michigan State. They now have the lead once again.
Spartans lead the Big Ten in assists per game with 21 because everybody on the floor is a threat to score the ball.
A falter. So a couple missed shots on either end. 37-35. Clark trying to get past her defender. On her. Halftime can't come soon enough for these teams. They need a little bit of a breather. Davis before the buzzer.
A tight game at Carver-Hawkeye. Caitlin Clark making it look pretty easy, though. 19 first-half points.
Xfinity, the 10G network, she's still been effective on the offensive end, despite the havoc that Michigan State is causing.
Right, we talk all about that, and Caitlin Clark has 19 in the first half. Folks.
Leading all scores.
This is who she is. She's the best player in college basketball right now.
Well, and that's why teams say they're trying to slow her down. You can't stop her.
You have to try to make her as ineffective as possible, which is very difficult to do.
Been a couple different lead changes so far in this one. Hawkeyes start out with the basketball. Nice move by Caitlin. No time to celebrate because the Spartans quickly the other way.
Good fronting by Stuelke.
Yeah, Joyner tried to force it in there. Stuelke picks it off. Clark thought about it. Give and go from Davis. Blocked by A-Roll.
Because Jocelyn Tate got face cut by Clark. Kate Martin. How about this spin? She still finds the balance. Game. She's somebody that if she scores 20 points, that's when Iowa becomes impossible to beat.
Kate Martin, one of a couple people on this team averaging double figures. Davis gets the ball right back for the Hawkeyes. Stuelke going to work.
But Hanna Stuelke is so physical down low. She's practically in a squat position. Ooh. I mean, she's off
for Julia A-Roll. Remember, she was one of 3 starters for the Spartans that had 2 fouls in that first half. Something to keep an eye on.
It's big for Iowa to get A-Rod on the bench because she does so much for the Spartans playing inside, outside. And defensively, she's already had 2 blocks in this half alone.
She averages 2. You can see Caitlin Clark's eyes looking up, seeing if she has numbers. And the cut by Davis.
The paint, not allowing any easy opportunities for the Spartans. Boom, bada bang, and bada boom. Great job by Molly Davis, drawing 2 defenders to a wide open layup.
Going from good to great, as coaches would say. because Davis could have taken that shot. Here comes Clark.
All she has to worry about is the follow through. I love how she's not thinking at all. She's just looking to score.
So now Michigan State finds itself back up. There's been multiple lead changes in just the first 3 minutes of the second half. Clark from deep. Hageman.
You got to finish that in a game like this. Got to make layups. Even though that was contested, good job by Stuelke. Hageman has to finish with a little bit of contact.
Clark will try it again. Kimball at the rim. A lot of contact.
It's the Big Ten. There is a lot of contact. You have to learn how to play through contact. It is so important to not get frustrated when you feel like you're not getting your way with the officials.
Physical game on both sides.
Fast. It's physical, too. This is what happens in conference play.
40-39. Clark keeps it, going against Joyner. Bodies her way in.
Michigan State settling for a lot of threes early in the shot clock. I'd like to see them get some ball reversals, force Iowa to defend deep into the shot clock.
Well, and when you get a defensive rebound, right, you want to take advantage of it on the other end if you're Michigan State. Just like this.
It's like a magic act.
I thought she was going to kick it out. Chose to keep it for herself. The Hawkeyes looking to make something happen. Under 10 in the shot clock. Offensive followed. Robin Freilich from Bowling Green.
Michigan State's doing a great job getting into the paint the last couple of possessions. Iowa has to find a way to limit paint touches.
Driving kick. Marshall, no. Spartans in the middle of a 7-0 run. Iowa trying to put it to a stop. Molly Davis to Joyner. Score remains the same. Here comes a falter. Taking it all the way herself. Does she?
Passing it around a horn, because passing it around forces the defense to shift. It gives Joyner a more open opportunity.
6-point lead for Michigan State. Put back, didn't even touch the floor on that one.
I mean, the up and under was impressive, but Dee Hageman flying in sky high. Looked like a play you'd see in the NBA.
Basketball is basketball. He plays in the men's game and the women's game. Remember, Iowa is the 4th ranked team. They're on a 10-game win streak right now. Falter's first trip to the free throw line this evening. The junior is known as a dog. That's what Lisa Bluta refers to her as. And of course, that's an affectionate and a compliment for the way that she hustles and plays with heart.
Sydney Falter is so tough.
No. Lead remains at 6, 51-45. Remember, these are the 2 top scoring teams in the Big Ten. Clark has yet to score in this quarter. No good. Molly Davis running the break. This is where Iowa likes to play. Clark, yes!
You're running, trying to protect the basket. You get to Clark a little too late. Oh, way too much room. Caitlin Clark's got enough time.
It's getting loud in here. Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Looks like deja vu. Davis running the break. Picked up.
It's like 10 style points on my stat sheet.
Back and forth we go. Clark was outside, now she's inside. Bodies all tangled. Basketball.
Caitlin Clark, so strong when she gets downhill. She goes so fast.
Third, Iowa down by 1. Caitlin on a little bit of a roll after missing her first 8 shots of the quarter. She's got 24. They go back to her.
It doesn't matter that Caitlin Clark didn't score until under a minute in this quarter. She is automatic and dangerous at any given point. Whoever can grind this out in the half court in the 4th quarter is going to come out with a win.
Iowa has won 3 times in a row against Michigan State. Leads the all-time series 42-30. I was slowing it down on this possession, getting into it. It's half-court offense going right to Stuelke.
The stop. It's going to be so key for the Spartans to not allow Iowa to go on the run and get the crowd into a game.
Well, these are two teams that had double-digit wins on Saturday, now find themselves in a close one.
You go straight to the basket. That was like in Mario Kart when you get the star speed, thing going, and you just keep the Jets all the way to the basket.
Well, I can just hear my AAU coach being like, stop the ball, stop the ball. It's like one of the things that coaches say over and over again.
Stop ball. It's AAU 101.
Davis with the mean crossover.
Halleck totally bodied up. Yeah, that's a foul. Molly Davis is doing a really nice job trying to get to the basket. If Iowa can continue getting into the paint, getting to the rim, it's going to open up so much offensively because Michigan State's going to have to make sure they're in the proper help side.
Davis right now is 100% from the field, 2 for 2. You see the box out by Iowa. Ball almost bounced on the floor. Davis picks it back up. She had a layup there. Well, what have you seen these last couple offensive possessions by both teams? Clark, meantime. Okay, now that we pause spin cycle. Rim has a lid on it. These last couple possessions for both teams.
Both Iowa and Michigan State are making it really difficult with the angles that they're cutting off right now.
Clark has Joyner on her. She takes it to her through the contact. Success. Caitlin Clark did that on the last possession. Now a turnover by Michigan State. Davis running the break.
Caitlin Clark likes to get to the basket because she knows it opens up her outside shot. Feeling where the defense is, she is so strong and physical.
She said it's all those days playing soccer. People don't realize how strong of a base she has. Marshall. It's kept alive by a falter. Davis, in and out.
So she didn't have time to get set for the shot.
Clark slowing it down, setting up the set. And having Molly Davis on the floor, the ability to start the offense so Caitlin Clark can play off the ball. There she goes, left side.
So we're looking at Tate down low. A Fulcher staying with it. And Tate has to be careful with that arm, trying to clear Davis out of the way. I mean, she's lucky that there wasn't contact.
7-point game, 5:13 to go. Referee's taking another look at it. What's the word, Megan?
So they're looking here to see if something happened after the foul call. So they're taking a look at that play right there, the kick on a Fulcher.
And we came into this game talking about the scoring. Michigan State averaging 92 points per game. In every single win they have this season, they've scored 80 or more, and with 5 minutes left, they have 57 points.
The one way teams can beat Iowa is if you force them to grind it out in the half court and play in the 60s. That's what Michigan State has been able to do.
Caitlin Knox.
This is a huge play for Iowa because all of a sudden they have the opportunity to go up by double digits.
What do they do with the extra possession? Clark puts it up. And a hold down by Hanna Stuelke, her relentlessness.
Michigan State now here, they have not pressed a ton in this game. Iowa's been playing too fast for Michigan State to really press. And it's also, by taking the press off, you forced Iowa to slow down in the half court.
With the way these teams score, 6-point deficit is only a couple of possessions. Two-woman game. Clark and Stuelke. Marshall puts it up. She made that 1-3 in the front.
It's been impressive to see how they've handled this from an emotional, mental standpoint.
Well, mental focus is part of how Michigan State prepares, right? Shoot around, visualization, seeing yourself in the moment, and here they are, 4-point basketball game, just under 4 to go against the 4th-ranked team in the country. Stuelke,
To Hanna Stuelke. She has been excellent in this game, but to have somebody at her size, 6'2", take it off the dribble, finish with contact, Hanna Stuelke has done it.
and that possession is twofold. She gets the bucket, opportunity for a 3-point play, and then the 4-point game. See the look in Hageman's eyes on defense. These teams are locked in.
Julia Arol is a 5th-year senior, and she is making 5th-year senior plays. That was tough.
How do these two teams stay poised down the stretch? Crunch time is Clark time. Looking for opportunities, step back, yes!
Mature play, every single possession, get to the basket.
2-point game, 2 minutes to go. Give the ball back to Caitlin.
I like Clark and Stuelke in this 2-woman game. It's been effective.
Top of the key, that one short.
Julia Arol making all the right decisions, but right now Michigan State's been able to get to the rim the past 3 possessions.
Davis setting things up for the Hawkeyes.
Iowa's got to get Clark and Stuelke back in that 2-man game.
They go right to it. Clark has 37 points. No working through Arol. Here's Joyner. Just relentless on the post.
Excuse me as I pick my jaw up off the floor. First off, Moira Joyner, great job getting this award. Caitlin Clark comes in, hello. I mean, the timing on that was
Last
perfect.
time these two teams played, it went to overtime. We are tied at 71. 35.1 seconds to go in the 4th. Martin to the baseline. Davis thought about it. Hageman slow to get up. Let's get another look at the contact.
And that shouldn't be a shooting foul. She wasn't in the act of shooting. She was taking it on the rim.
Davis.
Pump fake. Oh, that's just a tough collision. And they're going to call that a shooting foul.
These free throws will happen. Davis, an 88% free throw shooter. This is the first. So she's going to shoot 3 free throws because as the referees called it, she was shooting from behind the line.
It looked like she was about to put the ball on the floor.
So 2 for 3 seconds to go, all tied up at 73.
You got to hold it for the last shot here. And Iowa's just got to let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark.
I have an idea of who it's going to, but it's just how is it going to happen?
I think everyone in America knows who it's going to.
Anticipation here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win. Yeah! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W. Celebrations erupt inside Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Meantime, if you're a fan of either team, you got to hold still because the referees are looking at it, but my goodness.
This is why Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the best to ever play the game. She has ice water in her veins. That shot was reminiscent of that Indiana-Iowa game. Last year, last game of the season, Caitlin Clark hits a 3 to win the game. Oh, that's it. She got it off. Let's see, one more time. It's close.
It's close.
It's close. I got fans behind me saying it's in. I'm listening to them. Like, I got really take a close look here. 3, 2.
I don't.
They count it. She got it off. It's good.
Wow.
Listen, this is what Caitlin Clark does, folks. Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game from the logo.
In front of 15,000 fans and another sold-out crowd inside of Carver-Hawkeye Arena. The little kid in me is freaking out. I'm speechless. She put up a 40-piece, 8 threes, and walks off with the game winner. Time to send it back to Carolyn, Aaliyah, and Jordan. Maybe you all have some more words. Iowa wins 76-73, 11 wins in a row.